Okay, good morning. So let us start from this section, electronic email. And because email, so I can go through quickly, right? So let us try to check the content of electronic email. Well, I think if we have an email, and then I think you can understand we can use user agent. All right, so user agent is the first component. And mail server. User agent, for example, you have your Okay, so we have a user agent and mail server. I think you understand the two. And in fact, if you said something for email, you will use simple mail transfer protocol, SMTP. So the next one is a protocol. So we have SMTP. Well, user agent, I think you ever know this term, but data check it. This one also known as AKA. So mail reader. If you use mail reader, then you can compose, edit, and read messages. Well, if we have a mail reader, for example, you can use Outlook, Thunderbird, iPhone mail client. Well, if we use this one, we have these. All right, so we have a UA mail server and SMTP. And the SMTP later we define. We have the protocol among mail servers. All right, this is the three components. Actually mentioning the three components. As for mail server, I think it's a server, and this server can put the mail from the original one to the destination one. So mail server can have the mailbox. Well, for you, mail reader, you may have a so-called mailbox, but actually in the mail server, we have a mailbox as well. And mailbox can contain incoming messages for user. All right. And we have a message queue and something else. And here I try to emphasize SMTP protocol. Protocol between two mail servers. One server the client and one server so that the mail server can exchange the mail. So client sending mail to the mail server and server receive that mail. Well, this is SMTP. Talking about SMTP, you can refer to RFC, this one. And the SMTP use port number 25. Well, port number 25, and also we have a TCP. All right, so SMTP use TCP with a port number 25 at the server. For SMTP, in fact, we have three phases. Handshaking, in fact, you can call this is connection. Connection establishment. So we have handshaking. Once you have the connection, then we can transfer mails. Here we call messages. And finished, then we can close. So we have a closure. Well, about this, it seems to be we have HTTP. Yes, almost the same because we want to exchange mail from the client to the server. So of course, almost the same. And in fact, we have a TCP connection attachment. So we have a handshaking. Well, up to now, I think almost the same as HTTP. So that's why we have a simple term like HTTP. Because like HTTP, therefore you can understand commands using ASCII text and response similar to HTTP. So we have a status code and meaning by using a simple phrase. Well, so here we have SMTP, and the SMTP works like HTTP. Works like HTTP, but they are not the same because we have the other details. So of course, we can have a new standard. You can refer to this RFC. Well, if we want to send email, here we have sender Alice and receiver, for example, Bob. And then what to do? Here we have these. We have 6 steps. I think you refer to the 6 steps, and then you can understand we have the way to have the mail from Alice to Bob. Well, if we check, we have server and client. Server and client means the server of the mail server and client of the mail server again. So we have a server and client. And here, first of all, you can understand ASCII, right? And almost you can understand the meaning. And we have some term and status code or something else. And here we have the data. As for the data, I think if you can look at this because of ASCII text, so you can understand the content as well. Let's say something like right now you write an email and what you want to talk to the receiver. And this one, it says, do you like ketchup? Well, something like this, you can see directly. But if we take care of the content, do you like ketchup? How about pickles? What it means, I think you can check for yourself. And this time, I think I don't want to emphasize again. And in fact, I just want to let you know, for ASCII tasks, in fact, you can understand directly. And even you can understand the content of the mail sender. Here we let the receiver know, do you like ketchup? And how about pickles? All right, so I just want to emphasize, we can look at the interaction so that you know it's ASCII almost, you can know almost the content. Because of that, server, client, and like HTTP. So is it possible to use Telnet to key in all the codes? In fact, yes. So it says it's possible to try SMTP interaction by using Telnet. The same, it's a suggestion. If you want to try, you can try. And if I've ever tried, likewise, I abandon the try. So it's just a suggestion. If you want to do, you can try it. Well, you know email, but we emphasize SMTP. And here we want to have the comparison with HTTP. Well, if we know some way of HTTP. Look at this. SMTP use persistent connection. All right, just that you know, persistent connection, and no other choice. And the ASCII, all right, and as for the others, I think that's enough. So persistent connection for SMTP only, and the ASCII. Well, furthermore, for HTTP, you want to read the content, so you need to use the operation pull. Okay, and for SMTP, you want to send email, so we use push. So here, if we want to have the operation, HTTP use pull to get the content, but for SMTP, it pushes the mail to the mail server. And also you can know ASCII command response interaction, so that we have the status code. All right, so up to now, I think you can easily understand the comparison. And for HTTP, I think you understand we have the object. So each object encapsulated in its own response message. But SMTP email, think about the email. You can have the content, and also you can have the attachment, right? And put them together. If we can put them together, then we have these. Multiple objects can be put into a single message. Here we call multi-part message. And this one different from HTTP, so that's why we gotta know SMTP can put multiple objects into the multi-part message. And that's it. So this is SMTP. So finally, make it simple. SMTP use persistent connection. Of course, it's TCP. And if want to have the comparison, SMTP push email, and the same as HTTP, they are ASCII tasks with the command response way to exchange messages, and we have status codes for sure. Well, but for HTTP, single object encapsulated in its own response message. SMTP, you can respond immediately, so that you can use multi-part message to contain the multiple objects. All right, this is a comparison between SMTP and the HTTP. Well, up to now, it's okay. I've got to know email, it's really simple, so I go through quickly.